My name's Jordan, and this is my 2007 Thomas Freightliner schoolie tiny house. I'm keeping the school bus yellow look. I have a painted white roof, which some school buses actually come with. All the windows are blackout tinted, which is sweet, so you can't really see inside. Trying to stay as low key as possible. So this is my record hatch that I made, and it looked really good for a while until the records all got warped in the sun. Right when you come in at the back here, this is my couch bed. So I'm gonna have a futon that goes on there. This couch slides out into a full-size queen. Right over here is my second couch that I have, so I kind of wanted it to be like a big living room in here. Two couches, you can have a couple people hanging out. I got a pretty big battery setup, 400 amp hours lithium ion batteries. They run to a 3000 watt inverter. On this other side here, this is how I'm gonna heat this place and hopefully not freeze to death in the winter. So I have a different wood stove that I'm gonna install, but it'll be where this one is. And then in here I got a diesel heater that works really well. And if I just pop this open, you can see it in there. Got an air conditioner on the wall, window AC, which it's the smallest one that you can find. So it doesn't use much power. Right now I have it running off shore power, but I run it off of the solar batteries as well. And it doesn't completely suck up my batteries, so that's been awesome. It keeps this place cool. I also use this box fan that I have on my roof here to cool things off in here, which is literally just a box fan I got from Canadian Tire that fits perfectly inside of the bus roof hatch, and I can bring air in, bring air out. Works really good, way cheaper than installing, you know, an RV roof fan. So I have running water right now, but it's not running to anywhere because I need to set up a sink. But I got this propane water heater, which works really well, connected to a pretty big water tank and a 12 volt pump to run everything. So I'll eventually have a full sink that'll be right here. And then this will all be covered in a cabinet and be hidden. Over here, this is like the kitchen area. So I got this cabinet here. The one on the other side will end up looking like this. And I'm gonna try and do like a live edge countertop on there. I got propane that connects to this oven that I got from an RV. That works great. I cook on that. And this fridge is electric. Energy Star rated, works really well. I have it plugged in 24/7 and it uses basically no power. This is my passenger seating that I got out of a Sprinter van. So eventually I'll have, when I get my countertops, I think I'll have them like hang over a little bit, and that'll be like my kitchen table, so I can sit here and do whatever, eat here. Passenger can sit here when I'm driving, charge my phone, anything like that. This room right here is my bathroom, and this whole room is waterproofed. The room is a shower and a compost toilet. You can do your business and shower at the same time if you want. So on the ceiling, I did pine planks, and I just left them their natural color because I liked the way that it looked. And then I got these 12 volt puck lights, which sink right in there, flush. I'm not gonna bang my head on them, and they use pretty much no power. The walls are also pine. Stained them a darker color because it looks sweet. So I got kind of a contrast of blonde pine, brown, and then the gray floor. Everything is wood in here. So one of the next things that I want to do is put a bike rack on the back of the bus, and then I'll do a scooter as a secondary vehicle to get around when I'm parked in town or even up in the bush somewhere. I got 8 solar panels up here, which bring in 800 watts, which is totally enough power. My batteries stay at 100%. Pretty much all day, every day, especially in the summertime. And I wanted it to kind of stay like low profile up here to keep the inconspicuous look of the bus. So you couldn't really tell it's a house from the outside. The solar panels aren't that obvious unless you're over top looking at them. So about halfway through doing my build, my bus actually got broken into and I got robbed. And how they did it was they smashed through the roof hatch, completely smashed through the whole thing, ripped it off, went in my bus and stole all my tools, all my solar equipment, and did a bunch of water damage to the bus, so that really sucked. And honestly, I wish they would have just smashed a window, because that would have been a lot cheaper than replacing one of these hatches. But I've replaced everything by now and kept on chugging along. Yeah, this camera was already on the bus when I got it, and I just slapped this sticker on there to try and scare away thieves. I have a couple cameras all around it, and it doesn't really work. People still come by and try and steal stuff, but maybe it scares off some people. Well, originally I was gonna just buy land and maybe set up a yurt or something and live in the bush, but land is really hard to come by and expensive here in BC. And I saw a good price on a school bus, so I got that instead. And I figured if I move out, get out of the city, and live in my bus for a while, I'll be able to save even more money to eventually be able to get that land that I want to get. And it's going to really match my lifestyle. You know, this was the first year I became a mushroom picker, and next year I'm going to be doing that full time and just try and do the whole year picking mushrooms and trying to live in the bush as long as I can. So to be able to have a comfortable home on wheels that I can take into the bush and go do that is going to be awesome. After a forest fire, the morel mushrooms all boom from the burnt trees and the decay. So I didn't even have to go far from home to be able to go and pick mushrooms, and I did that all summer, making money doing that. And up there, it's like an encampment of people who follow the mushrooms all year and pick and make money and live in the bush. And originally I thought about doing tree planting, and I made a lot more money picking mushrooms than I would tree planting. And you know, you do it at your own pace. You can go anywhere, all over the country. So I'm gonna be doing that. I didn't have to go far from home this year. Next year, we'll probably go up into the Yukon, and we'll be moving into the bus full time and doing that hopefully for a while, following the mushrooms. And then in the winter, just camping it out somewhere in the bush. So I got really lucky. I had $20,000 that I saved up to start with, and I was originally going to buy land, and then I saw some school buses for sale at the auction. COVID had hit, they couldn't run auction. So I went down there and they said they were selling everything off the lot as cheap as they could. So they said all the school buses will sell for $3,000. And I was like, that's the craziest deal I'd ever heard. The bus was in really good shape, so I couldn't turn it down. But you know, I've ripped through that whole savings putting it into it. But I look at it all as an investment, because this is going to be my home, and maybe one day in the future I'll sell it and then use the money I get for it to buy that land that I want somewhere. Man, I just want to be Davy Crockett. I just want to be like as self-sufficient as possible. Living in Kelowna and seeing the rent prices in BC, the rent prices here, the home prices, I didn't think it was realistic to be able to buy a home here. I knew I would save a lot of money moving into a bus, and I thought that if I watched enough YouTube videos that I could do it. So here I am. I would recommend this to anyone who wants to do it. I think that anybody could do it. Maybe you don't think that you could build your own tiny house or whatever, but you could buy one, or maybe you could, you know, figure something out. But yeah, if it's what you want to do, I think that everyone should do it. I think more people should. I think it's awesome. I really hope that here in BC, we become more welcoming to people who want to live on the road or live different lifestyles. And I think that it's becoming more that way as more and more people start to do it. I think it's an awesome way to live. And some people wouldn't want to do it. That's fair, but if you're interested in it, I say take the plunge, you know. Get in there, especially if you don't think you're going to be buying a real home somewhere, but you still want to be able to have something that's yours. I'm sure once I start living in there, I'll run into some more challenges and I'll have maybe an even different take on it. But so far, throughout the build and the amount of time I have stayed in the bus, it's been awesome. Getting into minimalism, right now I own a lot of stuff, but I am totally okay with selling everything I own and, you know, getting out there just in that bus. My bus is really big. For one, it's a full-size school bus, so I will be able to still have quite a bit, but I was completely ready to get rid of it all and take off with a backpack. I would have been willing to do anything like that. You know, I think everything can be replaced, and, you know, materialistic things don't make you happy, man, as they say. So as long as I'll have everything that I need to survive in there, and plus whatever else I want to hang on to and I can fit in a school bus, I'll be doing great. Follow me on Instagram, jordan.siemens, and watch me post about my school bus and whatever other struggles I go through in life.
Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please share it with a friend. Also, if you want to watch more alternative dwellings, we got a playlist popping up right here, and we release new episodes every single Sunday, so consider subscribing.